Hi everyone, welcome into Primetime TV Show. I'm your host, Barbara Marvel Kelly. With me is my co-host, Dennis Kelly. Thanks for joining me 3 weeks in a row.
How about that? Thanks for asking me.
Hey, anytime. Well, you know what? We have such a great show here on Primetime every Monday live at 5. And sometimes we kind of adjust to the conditions on what's going on out in the community, out there in the real world. And for some reason, it seems like there's a whole lot of stress. And it's getting worse and worse. And of course, my husband is known as the stress master, meaning he has mastered the way of decreasing stress in so many ways. So we thought we would go ahead and bring that to you on our Monday shows for this month, because as we go into the season, we'll be having holidays, that's stressful, kids going back to school, that's stressful, kids doing their homework. My goodness.
Even talking about it makes you feel stressed.
I was just going to say that. Just by talking about it can stress us out. Now, last week, we talked about the grandfather to Tai Chi, which is Qigong. So why don't we give just a quick little overview and then go right into why we're doing Tai Chi today, to give you a little taste of it, to see how you like it, because we have some great plans for every single one of you that tunes in and supports our show and helps us grow our viewership. Because as we do that, we can help a lot of people, can't we?
We certainly can. Well, one of the things I like about talking about Tai Chi, it's such an interesting story. I mean, it happened around the 13th century AD. And what makes the story so interesting is it really evolved in quite a wonderful art. And part of it was by just happenstance, in other words, by accident. The other part was by design. And it all started with the monks back around 1300 AD. They were having a problem with the food. The food was bad. And even when they did have decent food, the bandits would come by and steal their food. They weren't allowed to use weapons because of the feudalistic government. And if they used any weapons of any kind, even a broom handle, they would actually be put to death or put in prison for life, because the feudalistic government was afraid that they might turn on the government troops because they were so restricted in whatever they did. So they were managing to be able to put up with a lot of the circumstances that weren't too pleasant. For example, every so many months, the bandits would come by and steal their food, what little food they had. And the problem there was they couldn't do anything that was physical or weapons or whatever. They just had to allow the bandits to steal their food. Well, finally one day, one of the monks that was traveling through the base of the Himalayas come across a snake and a crane in a fight. And he watched that. It was so beautiful in a sense. The crane would use its wings to block the snake, and the snake would coil around the wings. And it went on for quite a while. And the monk, his name was Chan San Fing. He actually went back to the monastery and decided he was going to put together a pattern of fighting based on the snake and the crane. And what was so interesting is they had these strong bodies from Qigong. Strong bodies, strong minds, and very, very disciplined focus and concentration, which is necessary to develop any type of an art. So what they did is, over a period of time, practice these arts, and they did it very slow, because they were afraid if they were caught doing them fast and using that as a weapon, that the government would arrest them or put them to death. So here's the part I didn't know if it was by accident or design. When by doing them slow, they developed a tremendous amount of control and tremendous amount of efficiency, because every muscle, every tendon, every bone, every ligament was moving in perfect balance. For when you do it fast, you can't develop it to perfection by doing it fast, because of this factor that they're not all working together. When you do it fast, all the large muscle groups are doing most of the movement. However, when you do it slow and practice several hundred times slow, then that's a whole different story. Then what happens is everything is working in perfect balance. So when the troops would combine, they'd be doing these slow movements, then they would not be alarming the troops. So as a result, they developed a perfection personified second to none as far as an exercise perfection, as far as self-defense. So then when the bandits finally came, after they perfected these moves for quite a bit of time, when the bandits finally came, they never bothered them again. They never found the bandits. They were gone.
They were gone.
They were gone.
So they were covering up what was really a martial art at that time.
Yes.
And we use it today for relaxation and beautiful, slow, fluid movements, of which we're going to do for you in just a little while after our commercial break. Now, there's also some secrets between the Tai Chi and the connection between that and you become a 5-time world martial arts champion and using the benefits of Qigong and Tai Chi to help you achieve that.
Yeah, that is one of the things that's the saddest, because I tried to share this with so many of my friends in the martial arts. You have to have the balance of the soft and the hard. And what happens is when you do all hard stuff like hard kicking, punching, stretching, and everything to develop a tremendous efficient body in fighting or in as far as any athletic endeavor, the problem is the body wears out quickly. You don't have that balance. So when you mix the basic of the Qigong with the Tai Chi, and then with the hard exercises, it gives it the perfect balance, the yin and the yang, so to speak, the female and the male. The female would be the slow stuff, the Qigong and Tai Chi, and the male would be the hard stuff. So as a result, when I walked in the ring, I had a big advantage over my opponent. First of all, because of doing the slow movements, I had tremendous focus and concentration. Even though I was fighting men much younger than I, always, and I never fought anybody my own age. It was that I had a big advantage from that standpoint. I was totally relaxed when I walked in the ring, and when my kicks were made, they were done with an execution that was much faster than my opponents in many cases, because of the fact that I'd practiced it so many times slow. On one foot, kicking the foot up in the air, moving it very slow. When I was doing the punches, I'd be doing them very slow, beside doing them fast. So it was a combination of these things that enabled me to develop a fighting style or a body that was able to move in perfect balance.
And you know, there's a lot of truth to that, and not that we're all going to go and compete in full contact karate, but there's so much that can be said for Tai Chi. I know, for example, as you know, my love for dance and everything, how I never realized all the Qigong and all the Qigong with the breathing, it helps with the cardio, so I can move pretty quick on the dance floor now after all these years. And after doing the Tai Chi and the sinking and the rising, my muscles and my legs are just like rock solid. So they help to support me very much and help me with the balance on the dance floor. But what about everyday living? Think about some of the ways that can help us with balance and actually staving off a fall that you could end up cracking your head open, ending up in the hospital, and all kinds of crazy things that come from that.
Well, one of the best explanations I've ever given or I've ever heard is to describe the difference between Qigong and Tai Chi. In Qigong, you develop the fitness, the focus and concentration and fitness of a Shaolin monk by doing the movement slow, deep breathing. All that releases certain hormones in the body that are very helpful and very energetic, and also being able to help with any disease or unfortunate circumstances that come about as far as being injured in a car wreck or whatever. Then the best explanation I ever heard of Tai Chi is the softness and pliability of a child. In other words, developing the softness and pliability of a child. So when you put Qigong together with Tai Chi, it's an unbeatable situation. Then put it together with Taekwondo or Karate or Goju or any of those arts mixed with the Tai Chi. Believe me, it gives a combination that's hard to match.
You know, one of the things that I also picked up after doing the Tai Chi to major extents is the flexibility in moving my neck when I'm driving to check out in the blind spot.
Especially where we live.
Exactly, because you really have to have eyes all around your head. So it's like one of those things where it can help you in ways that you may not ever expect. In fact, we have so many of our Tai Chi students that have told us as testimonials where by taking our classes, because we still teach in the area, and we also offer our DVDs, but really a good way to do is participate in a class, but they will talk about how they've actually protected themselves from a fall just by knowing how to step backwards as opposed to stepping directly back.
Well, it teaches you how to walk, because we forget how to walk. As we become senior and an older age, the average senior does what we call a fallen walk. Their body is going forward. The upper part of the body is past the feet. In other words, every step they take is like a fall. Rather than stepping first with the heel and then moving the body, like the legs should be like pendulums, moving like this. The heel hits, let the foot flow. The heel hits, let the foot flow. And practicing that, it can save many, many tons of problems with falls or bad, how would I say it, bad knees and things like that. Because what you're doing is you're moving from point A to point B with the least course of resistance. And that's important.
One of the exercises that you do in class that I love is when we're doing the bow stances and we're trying to do it very quietly without hearing our foot drop, like the story about stepping on the rice paper. I love that story.
Right.
Wasn't that from one of the movies? Was it The Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was from Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. Sort of kind of the same, right? Well,
Yep.
we have just a few minutes before our commercial break. When we come back, we're going to show you a few of the techniques that you can do right along with us. It's one of my favorite ones. We're going to show you some circling. We're going to show you a little bit of polishing the table and rotating the golden ball. And believe it or not, if you're having issues with stress or you know someone that's having issues with stress, you will be amazed at how just even watching these movements can really kind of bring you to your center and really look forward to the rest of the day with a little bit more ease and I would say calm. Peace and calm.
Well, people can get a big advantage just watching it because it releases hormones and chemicals in the body that are very healthy.
Absolutely, and that's what we're looking for, to be healthy and
Absolutely.
stay healthy. And one of the biggest things that we always say is the effects, the ravaging effects of stress and how it can really affect us on an average of like every day from morning till night, night till morning until you get some kind of handle on it. You agree?
Well, I agree on that, and there's so many benefits that people don't even realize by doing Qigong and Tai Chi. For example, flexibility. The other is lowering the stress levels, the cortisol, which I call the death hormone. And there's other benefits as far as doing with the music, especially raising your DHA level, which is your first line of immune defense. Just listening to Tai Chi music and watching people do it can raise your DHA level from 100 to 300% over a 30-day period.
That's very substantial. So we want to help you do that. And when you tune into our shows, we'll always have some kind of health tips for you because that's where we're looking to make a difference in the world. And you never know. It's all about our story, sharing with you, and so many others that come on the show sharing their story as well. So stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages. In fact, what we're going to do is show you some Tai Chi. Stay there.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
And we're back here on Primetime TV show. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We're talking about A Taste of Tai Chi. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is my husband, Dennis Kelly, who just happens to be a 5-time world martial arts champion and attributes his success to the many teachings that he learned many years ago on Tai Chi. So we're going to show you a few moves. I am the student today, and if you feel compelled to go along with this, feel free to do so. I'm going to turn it over to the Grandmaster, Dennis Kelly.
Well, thank you, my dear.
All right.
Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you the moves, and I'd like you to do them with me out there in audience land. And I'm actually going to be like I'm teaching Barbara at the same time. So get ready to go. If you got any loose, tight clothing, take it off. Unless you can't take it off, you know what I mean. So start off with your heels together, toes apart. The first move we're going to do is called the left preparation. We sink our weight into our right foot, lift the left heel off the ground, step shoulders width to the left. Oh. Now the next one is opening and closing. Inhale as we come, and exhale as we come down. This is called opening and closing. Good, just like two helium blues are tied to the wrist. Next move is called rotating the golden ball. Shift your weight to your left foot, turn the right foot 45 degrees. We're going to do what we call left bow stance. Shift your weight back to the left foot, bring your left foot to the right. Now step out what we call a bow stance. And imagine we have a golden ball in our hands. As we rotate the ball, we're going to rotate 3 times. That's once. Let the knee come out over the toe. Keep both feet flat, that's 2. And that's 3. Now slide this foot back. Now shift your weight to the left foot. Bring right foot to what we call center point. Step out with the right, what we call a bow stance. Now we're going to rotate it from this side. 1, 2, and 3. See how easy it is? Now slide this foot back, shift your weight to the right foot. Now back to the left, turn your right foot 45 degrees. Now we're going to polish the golden table from what we call a bow stance. Bring left foot to center point, step out with the left heel, palms facing the floor, and we'll start to our right, polishing number 1. We'll do 3 of these. And focus your attention all on the hands. Just breathe naturally. Good. Now drop your hands, slide this foot back. Now let's do what we call a right bow stance. Stepping with the heel first. And start to our left. That's 2. And that's 3. Next one is called circling. Shift your weight to the left foot, turn the right foot 45 degrees, bring the arms back to the right. Step with the left bow stance. 1. Let's do 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop this left hand, slide this foot back. Now we're going to do it to the right side. With the right bow stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide his foot back. And then we do our customary bow. Bring your left foot to the right. Bow. Cross your right hand over the left. And step to the left. And that's it.
That is so
See how simple that is?
relaxing.
That is part of our basic Tai Chi. Of course, we have more advanced Tai Chi, but all my new students, beginners, teachers, they start with these simple movements. We can take somebody right off the street. Within a few minutes, they can be doing those movements and feeling the benefit already.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that makes your certification programs, all of your classes, so very successful is because you've Americanized it. That's why the Tai Chi USA system has become so very popular locally and nationally. In fact, your certifications have been around for quite a number of years, and actually you can do distant learning from them. By the way, if you want to know more about the Tai Chi or Qigong, you can always go to dennis-kelly.com and you can read about the history, what you just spoke about on where the history of Tai Chi came from, and see some of the benefits and everything, and just, you know, actually see my husband's bio. So you can see how he's applied that with all the training and teaching that we've done. Like I said before the break, I never realized how powerful Tai Chi and Qi-Gong was until I had to rely on it unexpectedly or draw from it for a moment of stress. Well, it's just like Rachel. Rachel, if you're out there today, hi, sweetheart. We dedicated a show to Rachel a couple of weeks ago, and she had a lot going on, wasn't sure when she was going to begin teaching her Qigong that we certified last month in July. And after the accident with the alligator in the arm and all of that crazy stuff, she found herself showing her brother, who now wants to take our next certification. So you never know when you may have to draw on something like this. I want you to share some of the other benefits because the list is of so many. In fact, you can actually read more about it through the Harvard Medical School book that did a regular studies on the benefits of Tai Chi, and have one documentation after another, and it's about that thick in a paperback. I think you can get that on Amazon, and it will really validate and reinforce our mission in life because it's such a major integral part of our lifestyle. I can't wait to teach JD some moves. That's our grandson.
Little grandson. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he will be dynamic with it because he's already moving. He's watching us, and he's emulating what we're doing.
Exactly,
so
and that's a good way to set a great example.
Well, you know, doctors are recommending Qigong and Tai Chi more than any other single exercise. First of all, because it's the safest. Secondly, it gives the most benefit cardio, lung-wise, and all the ligaments and all the tendons and working in perfect balance, like I mentioned, and the internal organs. I like to always sometimes talk about Tai Chi and Qigong as the internal massage, because you're working all the internal organs besides just the external body. And people can't believe that moving so slow can be so effective when you need to move fast. For example, we have movements where the hands come up over the head like this. Well, if a limb fell from a tree and somebody would catch it out of the corner, the hand would go up real quick, just like that, where before they would never get the hand up quick enough. Just like I noticed when I first started doing Tai Chi and Qigong after, say, about a year or so, when I'd open the medicine cabinet, something would fall out, I'd catch it before it hit the ground. But before that, it would hit the ground before I even had a chance to catch it.
It's true. Your reaction time becomes more proficient, and it's almost like you surprise yourself.
Right.
Because of doing all these movements, and muscles have memory, and so the muscles remember when they need that reaction time.
The biggest benefit, or one of the biggest benefits, I don't want to isolate it, is the internal strength. The internal strength. The Chinese call it Qing, and they call the external strength Li. That's from the waist up. Your external strength in Qing comes from the waist down. That is 10 times more powerful than the physical strength. Just like when I do that demonstration. Whenever I do a seminar, I have the two strongest men in the crowd come and try to pick me up by standing on each side of me. They can't lift me off the ground.
No matter
Yet they
how
could
big they
pick
are.
up the back end of a truck even, some of these guys. No matter how big they are, no matter how strong. That internal power is much stronger than the external power because of the nature of it. And the only way you develop internal power, the type of internal power that I'm talking about, is through deep breathing, through meditation and movement, which is Qigong and Tai Chi. And the interesting thing about that is it's all slow and peaceful movements. So when you think of the physical upper part of the body, you think of something more violent. When you talk about the inner part of the body, you're talking about something that's settled and relaxed, like having this stored energy, like a bullet. You got that gunpowder in the bullet, and it's a docile thing that's has no power, no value, till that pin hits the bullet, then it explodes. Same thing with internal power. You don't waste it. It's there when you need it, to run faster, to avoid a mugger, whatever, it's there.
And that's the same power that you talk about when we've heard on the news where a mother develops this strength to pick up a car off of their baby, their child.
That's the internal power. We all have it, but
Yeah.
what you have to do is learn to tap into it. The other key factor about internal power, you cannot develop an extreme amount of power, internal power, unless you really are a loving, caring person. If you're a positive individual that has a good code of ethics, you like yourself, you like who you are, you're comfortable with yourself, then it's so easy to develop internal power. If you are an angry person, a negative person, I don't care how hard you try, you'll never develop it.
Well, you bring something.
The key is love.
Yes, it is.
Love what you do, love who you are, love who you are with.
Exactly. And you just brought something to my mind about that. If the Dantian area and the solar plexus, if that's the seat of our power of strength, I would guess that that also comes from discipline. And from discipline is where we can respond rather than react to different situations in life, different people in life. And that's what you're talking about, coming from a caring and loving heart. Many of you have tuned in for our heart math, little tips of the trade and how to do that, how to center around your heart, how to express more love and caring and understanding through appreciation and gratitude. So that it all ties in together, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we need strength more than ever today. There is so much stress around us, but it's also the way we respond to stress. We can make so many different choices in life, and trust us, we have been known to do that. Life has not always been a bowl of cherries for us either, has it?
Everybody has their Waterloo, it's just how you handle it.
Exactly.
Just like I always say, that I have two rules in life. Don't sweat the small stuff, rule number one. Rule number two, everything is small stuff. We're here today and gone tomorrow. Why belittle? Let life really enjoy each moment like each day was your last. How would you react if you knew this was going to be your last day? Would you argue? Would you get into a fist fight? What would you do? You would do something you enjoy doing.
That's what we're doing, and that's why we're doing
Every
this
single
show.
day.
Thanks to Tampa Bay Multimedia. And on that wonderful little accolade, we're going to take a brief little time out. When we come back, we're going to do what is called the Bronze Formation. That is one of our levels, one of our very first levels of the formation after you've been doing the Tai Chi for a while. And it's also on our DVDs at dennis-kelly.com. We'll be right back after this. We hope you're enjoying the show, so stay right where you are.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
And here we are back at Prime TV Show. Joining us, Kelly, and with me is my co-host, Master Dennis Kelly. Oh, I should say Grandmaster Dennis.
That's all right. I'll take whatever you give me.
Well, what we're going to do now is show you one of the levels that we do in Tai Chi, and it's kind of like taken after the Olympics, the bronze, the silver, the gold, and what we're going to do is the bronze. It's one of the first levels that I learned, one of my favorites. Do you have anything to say? Get started?
No, we have 7 levels, and this is our 2nd level. If we were going to do the other levels, we'd need more room and more time. It takes so long. So this is what I call a quickie goodie.
I like that, a quickie good.
Okay, here we go. There you have it.
I feel
Isn't that fun?
so good when I do that.
And besides, the actual highs you get when you do this, if we were to bottle up what we just felt, we'd be richer than Bill Gates.
And we were actually doing it at what kind of a pace? We were doing it actually a little
That's about
fast.
medium pace. So the best is to do it even slower than that.
You know, it's amazing until you really start learning Tai Chi. It looks beautiful and everything, and really just about anybody can do this. Of course, we always recommend that you check with your doctor first, but I would say a very high percentage of the doctors are recommending Tai Chi and Qigong because of the benefits that you can get and because it's no impact, correct?
That's the biggest reason. There's no danger of getting hurt, you know, of falling or anything like that with some of the other exercises.
Exactly. In fact, you can actually learn some of the moves in a seated position for our wheelchair challenged students. We've taught so many classes when it comes to, you know, some of the different assisted living areas. And honestly, it's given our mature senior citizens some hope when they're, you know, in these assisted living facilities. And my husband definitely brings a joy to them, as well as our certified instructors. It's just a great way of giving back into the community. But what's really different about our Tai Chi program, which is called the Tai Chi USA system, which my husband developed, is the fact that he made it so that just about anybody can learn it. And it really goes back to the story of a very dear friend who's gone to heaven, Miss Jan Shields, and I want to give her tribute for giving us the wherewithal and the whole ideas of making some of it so that it does fall into place without losing any of the integrity of the original traditional forms of the Yang style.
Yeah, what I did is I took the Yang, what they call the short form and the long form, and split it up into bronze, silver, and gold, and then Masters 1 and Grandmasters 2. And that became very popular. We sold over 12,000 videos on home shopping. We still get calls from people where their VHS wore out. They want to know if we still have the videos. Well, now, of course, we go everything DVDs.
Right, exactly. You can find those at dennis-kelly.com. And we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to connect with me, Barbara Marville at Tampa Bay Multimedia. I would love to hear from you. Answer any questions. Pass along to my husband. We have a really great plans in store for you with our TV show that we have been dreaming of for so many years. We're making some changes to our websites and just really improving and moving forward. If there's anything specific to see or maybe have some additional learning tools, please feel free to get with us, because this is definitely a way that we can each do our part in teaching others how to relax a little bit more. Goodness knows we all need that. And I often say, I'm like the plumber with leaky pipes. Yes, we teach how to reduce stress and everything. I'm not a grandmaster yet.
He's working.
What I will say to you is, I lived with this man for almost 20 years. And you talk about somebody who walks their talk, he does 100% of the time. And I've learned so much. And like you said before the break, everything is small stuff. Everything. Don't sweat the small stuff. Everything is small stuff. Think about it. You're here today, gone tomorrow. How many times do we get phone calls? We've just lost another friend or relative. And there's so much that we can do if we just make the right choices in life.
It's like how to grow young at an old age. And the interesting thing about Tai Chi and Qigong, especially in Tai Chi, that 90% of what goes on is on the inside. Mm-hmm. Only 10% is on the outside. So your move may not look as fluid as Barbara's or mine, but you may be getting so much on the inside. And it's like the onion. The core of the onion is the strongest part of the onion. Every time you do a move, it's like peeling off that onion, getting closer to that core. Practicing it long enough, you get to the core, you never want to quit. It's one of the highest highs. If everybody would do Tai Chi, Qigong, go through this, at least 3 or 4 levels of it, they would never need drugs. They'd never need barbiturates or anything of that nature. They would get the highest high in life, which is our own natural hormone.
Exactly, and you get to with you. It's unlike, working out at a gym. The gym is stationary, and believe me, I believe in working out at the gym, even though it's not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, we go to the gym.
But we do go to the gym, but I love to get on the dance floor and really work out that way. But the point I'm making is that when you do something by using your own body as its own resistance, and the mind-body-spirit connection, that goes with you no matter where you go. And what happens is with our teachings, you want to go ahead and share that because it's so motivating from the results that you achieve from it. That part of walking my talk, I think I'm pretty good at. I think I'm pretty good at that because I love being in gratitude and appreciation. Not most of the time, all of the time. I can always find some means of being grateful for my life. And my husband is one great gratitude and appreciation. The reason why we do is to share what we can share to make a difference. Doesn't matter how many viewers we have out there, but if one person ways some message that we share with you with Tai Chi and Qigong, whether it be on HeartMath Institute teachings or little tidbits on just accolades that we share that has worked for us. We call it mastering your life. We have to master. Not always easy, but you know what? Practice makes perfect, doesn't it, Champ?
Absolutely. But the key thing is, even though we have many different levels to go through, you never want to try to be perfect. That should only be a direction. You can never be perfect in anything you do. So I always tell everybody, use perfection as a direction rather than a goal. You don't want to try to make perfection a goal because then it can become frustrating, having everything moving just perfect. Then it takes away the thrill of it, the fun of it. The key thing is any exercise that you do that you have benefits, that you can get immediate benefits, that is fun, that's easy to do, is an exercise you're going to stay with. If the exercise you're going to do is hard, you don't enjoy, believe me, you're going to, how would I say, cheat out sooner or later.
Exactly. I love that when you say perfection is only a direction because it certainly gets me off the hook as
Me
far
too.
as reaching for that. But you know what happens? Put it all and give it your best. That's what can make all the difference. Is just giving it your best, practicing, all that kind of stuff. So we just want to say thank you for joining us today. And we're going to be doing more of this as time goes along. And you never know what kind of surprises we have. Go on Mondays, live at 5. TV show how we living, how we can share. So why don't you just pass this along to your neighbors, your friends, relatives, have them tune into our shows because we do have great lineups coming up here in the fall season and going into 2016. So on that note, I will say thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. It's all about what's your story. We have Helena Trangata, Joe Trangata coming in, writing books right and left. We have our Thank you, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.